Porsche e-Performance, Event 1, Round 1. We're at the Sepang International Circuit. Hello there everybody and welcome to Opafed Gaming. I am the Opafed. Today we are driving a Porsche Taycan Turbo S. We're driving it in our semi-pro electric part of the season, and we're in a Porsche e-Performance event. We're driving at the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia, and we're driving the full track. We're doing 3 laps. We're driving during the day during our rainstorm, and we started 11th of 22, and we promptly dropped back down to 21st. Now the track is soaking wet from one side to the other, and this little Porsche, beautiful little car, but the track, the wet track, really affects the handling of this car. So you really have to be careful and slow down long before you get to corners, because you'll overshoot them or you'll slide off the track, and it's a really difficult car at times to drive when you're driving on a wet surface like this. Now, another thing I'd like to mention is that on this particular track, right near the end, just before you take a turn and you come in for the checkered flag, there are 2 boost gates. And what these gates do, if you hit them both, you have to hit them both, then you get a temporary speed boost that you can use to pass other cars. Now, the competition likes to line up for these boost gates, and when they do that, you can cut them on the inside and pass a whole bunch of them. Now, as soon as they hit those boost gates, some of them will use their boost and they will shoot by you, but not all of them will, and so you end up ahead of the schedule, so to speak. But I'll point them out when we get to them. They're very easy to see, and you got to remember, if you're in the 3rd lap and you got a guy right behind you and he hits the gates and you don't, he's going to zip by you over the finish line. So that's the thing you want to watch out for. In the meantime, in this first lap, we want to just try and see if we can improve our position back to 11th where we started. That would be very helpful, and then with only 2 laps left remaining, we can try and attack the rest of the cars. Now this here comes to the end, and that's where the boost gates are. They're yellow areas that see through that you can see on. Right there's one, and there's the other one. Now I bypassed a lot of cars there, and I'm in 7th place after, or in the 6th place now. But if you watch, you'll see them zipping by me again. Well, one anyhow. So like I said, you know, we're ahead of the game because we left most of them in our dust. So you just got to remember not to have a little bit of a buffer zone between you and the next guy in the very last lap, because otherwise, like I said, he'll zip right by you and cross the finish line before you, and that would be a real pain, because this particular race is tough to run. It's hard to keep the car on the track, and it's really hard to, it doesn't look it, but it's really hard to pass cars. So, you know, you want to be able to, if you're in the front, you want to be able to secure that win. Now we're about halfway, not quite halfway through the 2nd lap. This is one of the turns here that I used to keep overshooting and ran right off the track, because I just wasn't used to how this Porsche drives. But I've gotten better at it. Like I said before, you know, many times, it doesn't matter how you drive if you win or lose, as long as you're having fun. And that guy there was not having fun anymore. His day of fun was over. But that's okay, because it moved us up a spot and got us a little bit closer to the front. Now we can see all our competition in front of us. 1 right in front and then 3 up ahead. Ooh, somebody lost a piece of their car there. And all we can do, because like I said, because it's so wet out in the track, is just get close to these guys. And we'll see down by the boost gate, we'll see if we can cut all of these guys on the inside and get in front of them at the beginning of the 3rd lap. And we're coming up pretty quick to those boost gates again, because the 2nd lap is almost done. I believe it's right at the end of this here straight section where it'll curve and turn. Oh, sorry, this is not the straight section yet. We're a little bit away yet. I'm getting a little bit premature here. Getting a little excited here. This race is just absolutely fantastic. I really did like driving it, even though it was difficult. It was harder, but the difficulty in this doesn't take away from the fun. I mean, sometimes the more difficult it is to win, the more fun it is to win. So, you know, it's always enjoyable. And the rainy weather looks fantastic. Now at the end of this here straight section, that's where the boost gates are. And as you can see, those three guys lined up for it and they all hit it. Now I'm going to end up passing all three of them right over here. But then watch them use their boost. Now I would have finished, and he would have taken over, and that second car would have almost beat me too. So that just confirms it to me that you want a couple of second buffer zone between you and the next car behind you when you're coming around that last corner. If you want to secure the win, which is what we want to do, because the OPAFET likes to win each and every game, each and every race, even though we know that that's not possible, because sometimes you just can't win them. Sometimes you're going to lose a few. Well, we got up in behind car number one. Now he's tough because he's going pretty quick. He's zipping along pretty good. Now the boost only lasts for a couple of seconds, so he doesn't have any boost left over. So his driving is going to be the same as mine. Now we are coming up close to halfway through the lap, so I'd like to get in front of him. And like I said, maybe catch a 2-second buffer zone between him and me so he can't pass us right at the last second. But he's proven difficult to get by. But we got a little bit of a straight here, and I think that's where we're going to make our move, right here. He can't keep up with us, but then you got to ram on the brakes again to be able to make this corner. It's really hard. It's really difficult unless you get the real long straight sections. Anyhow, we're coming up close to the end of the race here already. That was really quick. There were 3 laps, and the laps were fairly long. I really thoroughly enjoyed this race, even with the weather being the way it is. It looks absolutely fantastic. The graphics on this game are great. And I might have forgotten, but just to let you know, we are driving in Grid Legends, where usually a lot of different things can happen, but this time it was a fairly clean race. So we ended up on the better side of the race, and I think we're going to take the checkered flag here pretty quick. Really awesome race. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope to see you back at OPAFET Gaming, enjoying more races that we're going to be putting up in the near future. Until then, you've been racing in a Porsche Turbo, electric that is, with the OPAFET.